Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Frances Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up in the United States at FrenchieStamps.com. Today I'm going to share a few tips and cards using the flowering foil specialty paper. That is a new edition for the month of March for celebration. It's free with a $50 purchase before the tax and shipping. Note that it's available till March 31st or while supplies last, whichever comes first. So let me share with you. I did all these cards here. That was for a swap that I done. So you can see the way that I cut those flowers. I'm going to have different one. So let me share with you this paper. So now we got, this is kind of, I call that the mesh. So that it's embossed copper, and here are the flowers. So I get about 12 flowers or 13 flowers with a sheet, and you get 3 sheets of each pattern. We get 4 different patterns, 3 sheets of each, so that's 12 sheets. So here I get one. I want to show you, like here, this one here, I just cut right around the edge there, and I get another one. So you can pick and choose the one here. I could split this, not have the double, but I keep the double. So that's another pattern, and this is the silver and the copper. Then we get the mesh. Then we get these flowers here. The 5 petal flowers and the 6 petal flowers, sorry. And then I done some with the brayer, some with the sponge. I'm going to share a few tips, and you see these one I had like the center of the flowers. I'm going to share how to do that. And then we get this lovely print of the little flowers with the silver and the copper. So I mix the silver and copper throughout those cards. So let me remove this, and we're going to start with, here you can see it's absolutely none color added. So even if I'm going to share with you today how to sponge or how to use color on it, also with markers, you can leave it plain. They are beautiful. So this fall I'm going to share that. So let's share the flower itself. I already hand cut that. No, it's no die for that. It's hand cut. Let me I had a scrappy paper here. And this, I did that very simple. This one was Rococo Rose, and I didn't use green. I wanted different. I use Pretty Peacock for the leaves. So I'm going to use Pretty Peacock again for the leaves. So let me bring this here. And first, I like to do the center, and I'm using soft suede, and I already get ink there. And you see, I'm not too worried about if it go beside, it's okay. Now I'm going to use Pretty Peacock, and we're going to do the leaves. So I just dab it with my sponge dauber and go on the leaves. So you can do light or dark, whatever that you prefer. Now I got this one done. We're going to use this time, instead of Rococo Rose, I wanted to try Cherry Cobbler. So let me bring my Cherry Cobbler here. I'm going to use my dauber. Let me pull a little bit higher here. And then I'm just going to go in a little bit of circle motion. Et voila, how simple that is. Well, if you look at the shape of this flower, the minute that I get this paper, I'm like, that look like to a wild rose. So I brought the stamp set to stamp to a wild rose inside, and while I had that stamp my flower inside, I choose to use the halo for the center, for the greeting. So let me move this. Let me show you the stamp set. This is to a wild rose. See this flower? It's very similar to that. So that's what I use for the inside. Now, one important thing, you want to take an inky rag or a rag and wipe the top. If not, your hand's going to be like me, or it's going to smear on something else. Et voila, our flower, it's done. I use a piece of 1 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I emboss that with the corrugated embossing folder. Now I'm using tear and tape, and this is a lovely tip here. I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape, make sure this is reinforced, put that right here, about just off the side there. I would say about 1/8 on the side, and press your tape. And then we're going to remove the top of the tape. And I'm using the burlap scallop, and this is the pretty peacock, so I'm matching the leaf. And you want this to be straight. It look pretty straight, maybe off a little bit here. Let me see if I would have one more thing on my desk, it would be disaster. It's at the point of the disaster here. Here we go. Now you're going to put that right there. Just leave a little bit of the cardstock that you see. Pull that straight. So I'm holding there. Pull that so it's snug. And then press. Et voila. Turn that in the back. Oh, I'm sure that's a double we're going to need. Et voila. So, and see, I got my flowers from 2 wild rose inside. So now you saw how I done the ribbon also. Now this here, we're just going to use adhesive, and we're going to attach that to the top. And I cover one of the scallop, and sometimes when you emboss, it can go a little bit longer for some reason because it pressed the cardstock. And for me, I find it easier to put it down, turn it around, and then just shave it off. Always from the back. Always when you trim, go from the back, because then you get a guideline. Now for the flower, I use a dimensional. And if I would be dimensional, I would be right here. And we're going to use dimensional. And I don't put dimensional on the corrugated because it's already raised up. So I'm going to decide about where the flower is going to go. That looked pretty good. I'm going to put dimensional on this side. And remove this. Put my flower there. Voila. Now, what I done, I use glue dots. Glue dots. It's just one would be okay. And I'm using my scissors with the glue dots here. And I just lift this up here, put it in the back, and tuck it there. Voila. And to add a little bit more pizzazz to it, I just use the champagne rhinestone. Oops, come back here. And I added a few of the rhinestone here and there. So it was just to add a little something, something. And here we go. It's just add something. Et voila, my friend. So now you got it in the red and you got it in the Rococo Rose. That is it for this card. Now let's move along. And let's do this one here. So this one, this measure 9 1/2 by 4 1/4. Score at 5 1/2. And I want to say 9 1/2, but now I'm guessing myself. It is, yes, 9 1/2. And I had some ink someplace there. That's okay. I'm going to wipe that after. So I'm going to use this print here. And let's sponge that. So I'm going to sponge that with, I got Seaside spray because we're decorating with Seaside. And then we don't have purple posy. But what I'm going to do, I'm using the Highland Heather. And this here measured 3 3/4 by 4. So it's going to go this way. I'm going to start with the Highland Heather. And you go gentle. So that's going to give us a little bit of our purple posy there. See? Now I'm going to come with the Seaside spray. And if I would be Seaside spray, here we go. I'm going to go from the other end and go up. So now I got about the two colors that I was going in. So, voila. And I'm going to take this one and just blend it there. That's it. I didn't press hard at all. Went very gentle. Now, if I would like, let me remove this, to do the center of my flowers, I look at many, and the best one I could find, it was Beautiful Friendship. I try some with crushed curry, so saffron, early espresso. I feel it's more dark inside of a flower, so I'm going to use soft suede. And what I done, see, I just went in the center of my flower and stamp my seed pod there. That's it. So you can do them in yellow, you can do them in the brown, black, whatever that you prefer. Now, when you've done all this, it's very important to take your, like an inky rag, or you can use a paper towel, what else you could use, any type of fabric to remove, to wipe the ink. But this one, you don't want to just wipe, because if you wipe, where you get the brown on the embossed silver, that would just smear, because the ink won't stay on where it is embossed. I'm taking my rag here and I'm just pressing it in. Now after that is done, you can take your rag and then remove it. See, I'm still having two little dots there that I can stamp after. Well, here we go. So now that's done. Here we go. Now we're going to attach this to the front of our card. So again, this was 4 by 3 3/4, and that's going to get attached right here. Now the next piece, it was those little flowers. Well, the little flowers, I decided I was using my markers, so you can color them. So the Seaside spray was the one with the silver. I should have some not finished here. Okay, oh, right here. I thought I had kept. So you see, I just add the color with the markers. Now, the copper, that was with Purple Posy. The center, I use crushed curry marker. And I get all these ones. See, it's very quick. You really just tap. This is not blends. This is regular marker. Again, you're going to take your rag and wipe it, and then you can brush it off. Now, just to show you, I did the same thing. The copper was in Melon Mambo. The silver was in Cherry Cobbler. And then after that was done, I used my Seaside spray dauber, that I think that was the one that flew around. And what I done with that was that soft suede. Here it is. I just used this and did around. You want to wipe it, because if you don't wipe it, again, where you get the emboss, then it's going to smear the color. So that's what I done. So instead of a white background, see the difference? Voila. Just show you something different. Now, this piece here measure 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. This one measured 2 by 4. We're going to put that at the top here. And then I got this in the black, but I don't like that in the black, so I'm going to do another one. So we won't do that now, but you see I just used this circle and magnolia bloom for the happy birthday. This measure 5 1/2 by 2 3/4. So 5 1/2 by 2 3/4, score at 3/4. And inside I use the print of the mesh and sponge with Seaside. And we're going to use our adhesive. You're going to put it just on the flat, So this is the inside. I'm putting it right here on the edge, and I just eyeball that equally about. Push it in the back, and you want this piece heavy cardstock. Right now, I forgot. I just grabbed a piece, and it's not heavy cardstock, so I'm going to see where this piece go under. I'm going to show you in the other one. It don't show at all because I use heavy whisper cardstock. And this one go here. See, it's all the same fold, look very different. Now I got the Seaside spray ribbon. See how pretty that is? That it's a carryover from Christmas. I'm just gonna cut a piece here, and I'm bringing it in the back here, and we're gonna do a bow. So another way that you can add color, I think I said that at the beginning, I cannot remember now, it is with your brayer. Absolutely, you can add color with your brayer. And then tuck it under, tight. And one important thing, when you do bow like this, I like to put a glue dot in the back so it stops the moving. Let me show you how I done that. Now I would trim this. Here we go. And I take my scissors, take just one little glue dot, lift your bow, and put it there so it won't slide nowhere. Voila. I will add a greeting, but I'm going to use the same color we're using just because I think it would look funny with the black here. See how soft that is? So now you learn how to do this one. This one you learn how to use the marker to color the flowers, or sponge over here, and also sponge over here, or you can leave it plain. Here, voila, my friend. So now you get different style. So this paper, I think that is my top in the new release for celebration. I absolutely love it. It is while supplies last. So don't miss out. It is free with a $50 order before tax and shipping, and it is no limit. So let's say you get an order of $100, you can have 2 packs. They come 12 sheet of 12 by 12 in a pack. All the detail, all the measurement for these cards and the color that I use will be on my blog. Right below you get the direct link, or above in the eye. If you like what you see, give me the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see when I post my next video. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day, my friend. Bye-bye for now.